What about now? Checking out.
Yeah, we are.
Y'all on? You ready?
Yes, yeah.
All right, cool.
All right, Shalom. All right, we're the Hebrew Israelites, Great Millstone Atlanta. First and foremost, we want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. All right, we want to give double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect brethren that are pushing this truth and sincerity, and peace and safety to the women and children. 1/3. All right. All right. We're out here. Might two camps a week. Gonna try it out, see how it goes in the spirit. All right. Today is Thursday. All right, and we're gonna go into the destruction of America. That's always the topic at hand. All right. Give me Amos 3 and 6. All right, because the Lord is magnifying this thing, and you got prophecies coming to pass more and more, and it's becoming more self-evident that first of all, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are the Lord's people. All right, and it's becoming more evident that we have the truth.
Right.
Okay, because through our apostles and elders, what they've been pushing down for years and years is is these all these prophecies really, namely the RFID microchip in Revelations 13 and 16. All right, but you got all these things happening in the news that is basically validating us and this truth. Even how we're coming up against these Christians, even how these Christians are trying to bring confusion and their mad doctrines, right? We're constantly fighting that spirit and pushing that wickedness out of the world. Go ahead, bro.
This is Amos 3 and 6. Shall a trumpet blow in the city, and the people not be afraid?
All right, yes. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid? All right, and that's basically what we're doing right now. We're blowing the trumpet spiritually, okay? Because we're pushing out this truth at a high amplitude, a high rate. We got brothers, pushing out, doing videos. I mean, with Great Millstone alone, you got like, I would say at least 1,000 videos a day, because brothers are going hard, because we want that salvation. Go ahead, bro.
Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord not have done it?
That's right. Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord hath not done it? All right, and that's basically what do you call that? A redundant. I mean, not redundant.
Rhetorical.
Yes, like a rhetorical question. Right. Yeah, that's a rhetorical question, because it says, "Shall there be evil in the city?" So all these evils that are happening, in these times, right? That's the Lord doing that, and you people don't see it. You people don't know that these earthquakes and hurricanes and all these signs in the sky, like you had that sign in the sky, which they tried to say that was a SpaceX launch in California. All right, you people see these things, and you don't consider that it's the Lord doing all these things,
That statement about evil to the city, Lord, I've done it. That cuts that madness about God is all love, man.
Yep.
It's the same power that destroyed the whole earth and only saved 8 people.
That's right.
Anything did that? What? Heavenly Father, man.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah. And what you people are getting ready to find out soon is that the Lord, first of all, he's a so-called black man. All right. And you're gonna find out soon that the Lord is gonna bring judgment, and he's angry with you people. You're gonna find that out very soon. All right. Because you're gonna find yourself in a concentration camp. All right. You're gonna find yourself, bowing to the image, of the mark. Meaning you're gonna accept Esau's system. All right. The Lord, you people are getting ready to find out soon that the Lord is angry with the whole world, man. And he's gonna lay this shit bare, man.
Surely Yahweh will do nothing secrets unto his servants, the prophets.
That's right. He revealed his secrets unto his servants. What is a prophet? A prophet is someone who tells things before it happens. All right, and we are the prophets because we're warning the people. Right? Read that one more time. That part.
Surely Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets.
That's right. He revealed his secrets unto his servants. All right. So that's why we're able to go through this and break break it down so beautifully, man. So where it makes sense and it connects with your everyday lives and it makes sense with the reality of today. You know.
That's right.
But that's the Lord that has given us the Spirit, all right, to not only confound the world, but to receive our salvation through the Word.
And that's a gift that you Christians don't have, man. All right, like DJ Love, the rest of you monkeys in YouTube land on the comment board, spilling your madness. That gift of the Holy Spirit was given to y'all, man. All right, it was given to the men, all right, in particular the great middle school.
That's right.
Y'all don't like to hear that, but hey, deal with it, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And just like the brother said, you gotta deal with it. You people have to deal with the fact that Great Millstone has the truth, the 100% truth, because everything we're saying is being confirmed. All right. How do you know a prophet is true? Is by if what he says comes to pass. You grasp that? But that's how you tell if a prophet be true or not. You know. Grab that real quick.
This is Isaiah 45, verse 7. I formed the light and I created the darkness.
That's right. I formed the light and I created the darkness. So the Lord is a balanced power. All right? Contrary to what you've been taught your whole entire life, that God loves everyone and everyone can receive salvation, that is not true.
Right.
These are not facts. All right? That's a straight up lie. Go ahead, bro.
I make peace and create evil.
I make peace and create evil. The Lord does this, man.
Right.
You know, He creates, all these catastrophes on the earth. He's the one pulling all the strings. Okay.
Right.
On the right hand and the left hand side.
Right.
Which is the good and the evil side. Okay. Because that's all this is.
Right.
All right.
You got people that think it's a war everywhere. God against the devil. And Satan is the one that's doing his own thing. Nah, man. Satan is a hitman for the Most High.
That's right.
You know, takes orders. Right? You saw knows that joke in the first chapter.
That's right.
You know, Satan's a hitman for the Heavenly Father, man. You know, and like the brother said, man, the Most High is the ultimate chess player. He's the one who set the wars, so to speak, on earth, man, causing this catastrophe to happen.
Yeah. Just like the brother was saying. Did you have that?
Isaiah 48:3. It says, I have declared the former things from the beginning.
Yep.
And they went forth out of my mouth. And I showed them, I did them suddenly, and they came to pass.
Yeah, because everything is written beforehand, man.
That's right.
Everything was recorded. You know, this whole thing has the Most High has already written the script, man. We're just going through the motions.
That's
Okay,
right.
we're just acting it out. We have the script right here, all right, and we had the script of the play, and we're just acting it out, okay.
Right.
And we play the role of the prophets, okay. All right.
That's right, man.
And we're here to warn you and tell you that major destruction and calamity is about to come on the planet Earth. All right.
That's right. Another one. It's Isaiah 34:16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail.
Yep.
That's right.
Seek ye out of the book. What book? The Bible, man. The holy scriptures, the Lord's word. Okay. This is what He gave us to receive salvation. This is what He gave us to increase our wisdom. All right. It said, "Seek ye out of the book." And what was the other part?
Right. It says, seek ye out the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail.
No one of these shall fail. None of these prophecies are going to fail, because the Most High power, all right, he's a power of His word, all right. So everything He says is going to come to pass, because everything that He said before, all right, in prior time has come to pass, all right, with our forefathers and all, all the things, all the ancient kingdoms. Okay, when you line that up with the scriptures, you understand that this thing has told us of the past, man. Because this Bible helps us navigate through history.
That's right.
And all it does is confirm history. That's all it does. And history confirms the Bible. Go ahead.
It says, okay. Just a little more, I guess. It says, seek ye out the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. For my mouth it have commanded, and His spirit it have gathered.
Yep. And His spirit, because we're commanding you through the Spirit. Okay?
Right.
Yeah, but we are commanding through the Spirit, right? Finish up on that.
I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh, do all these things.
I, Yahweh, the Most High, all right? He does all these things. He's the Father. He's the Heavenly Father. All right, He's the one orchestrating everything, okay? Just like I said, He's playing both sides. It's basically a very complex chess game, because you have two sides. Is that in Romans 9? Yeah, you can get a second next 6 and 9.
This is Romans chapter 9, verse 10. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac.
Right.
Verse 11.
Right.
For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh according to election might stand.
Right. So they had not committed any works. That just goes to show you that it's the Most High who basically chooses you. Who chooses what role you're going to play. All right? Because He created all things. So that means He created, good and wickedness. So with that, you have to ask yourself, who is the wicked today, and who are the righteous today?
Right.
And that's how you apply. That cuts the Christians alone.
Right.
Because you have a wicked root and you have a righteous seed, So someone has to be that on the planet Earth today.
That's right.
Because you Christians, you'll try to deny that you basically try to deny that the Lord is dealing with Israel exclusively, but you don't realize that we fit all the prophecies of Israel. When you go back to Deuteronomy 28, right, and all the history of our forefathers, it lines up. Romans 8 and 16, 8 and 18. 8 and 16. So, So, keep going.
Yeah, man. That's something that a lot of Christians y'all run from, man. Y'all run from the prophecy. When you go in the Old Testament and show you the reference that the prophets were, the disciples were quoting, you don't want to deal with it, man. Because like the brother said, all the prophecies link back to us, man.
Yeah, because we go into the history, man. That you Christians, you don't understand the scriptures, okay? You can't break down the book of Daniel. They're not breaking down, any of these, past empires and kingdoms. Right. Okay. They don't go into the history. They don't know the dates of these certain, rulers and kings. Okay. Yeah. But you have to have an understanding of that in order to break down the scriptures.
right.
That's why they don't understand the Gentiles.
Con, yes.
Because they don't, that book you're holding right there,
Right.
that red one,
Right.
the Apocrypha, they don't even they don't even touch that book.
Right.
Yeah, con.
It's like somebody buys you a book for your birthday or something, to give you a book. How you gonna tell the person, yeah, we read this book, start in the middle, read to the end?
Right.
Read the book from the beginning, man. You gotta read the whole, you gotta consume the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's why y'all don't know a damn thing, because y'all only reading half of the book. You know? Some of y'all only got New Testament Bible, man. You know, little small ones.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. What the hell is that? That's why you bugged out. Doctrines is messed up. It's
Madness.
missing half of the story.
You know? Yeah, but you know, just like I was saying, you have roles to play out. So these Christians are just playing out the role of bugged out, lost people. Bugged out, lost sheep.
That's right.
So that's all you people are. You're just sheep. Okay? All you do is just follow the so-called white man's systems, what he has set up. All right, you praise money. All right, everyone is a capitalistic asshole, because you all love what's that? You just love greed and money.
Yeah.
and filthy lucre. Yeah, right. You know, and consumerism. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
You people are heavy into consumerism. We just Christmas was just what this week, Monday, right? Which you people engage. You know, our people engaged in that folly. You know, on a very mass scale. And that's another reason you niggas have to die. Which you niggas are just playing out the role of just a fucking lost, scattered strangers. You know? That's why you're the Gentiles, cause you're strange. We don't do what y'all do. Okay? Here is we're coming back to the laws and statutes and the ways and the culture of our forefathers. All right? And you niggas are stuck in America.
Right.
We're adopting an ancient mindset, and we're understanding real wisdom and worldly knowledge, you know, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And you niggas are just getting dumber. You niggas are just going downhill. This is a downward slope. That's why there's no hope for a nigga. Go ahead, bro.
Romans chapter 9, verse 11. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth.
Not of works, but of him that calleth, because everything is under the will of the Heavenly Father. Everything is under the will and the power of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. All right, He rules everything. That's the point, you know, with the past, Amos 3 and 6, all right? The Lord creates evil. The Lord does these things, man. He created two seeds, okay? And to be basically polar opposites. To be polar opposites and that's the theatrics of the play.
Yep, that's right.
You had to have a hero, you had to have a protagonist and an antagonist. All right, and that's the beauty. You know, we're living in the most beautiful movie ever written. Right. I mean, this thing is you know, this is exciting to be able to witness the world at this time, because you know it's been Jacob and Esau from the beginning. Right. All right, it's been, you know, the basically a war between good and evil since the beginning. Go ahead, bro.
So, Lamentations 3 and 38. Out of the mouth of the Most High proceedeth not evil and good.
Yep. Out of the mouth of the Most High proceedeth not evil and good. Right. So it said evil first.
Yeah.
The Lord is a terrible power, man. The Lord is a very terrible power. He's gonna jack up you heathens. Okay? for all the iniquities that you've done to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American people.
Right.
You know? Read that again.
Yep. This is Lamentations 3:38. Out of the mouth of the Most High proceedeth not evil and good.
Yep. Yeah. So it's a balance, man.
That's right.
Like I said, it's a balance, man. He created two sides, all right, and he created. He has a right hand and a left hand side. Okay.
That's right.
It's really simple to understand. You know, but what it is a lot of you Christians and people you've been brainwashed and duped. Yeah, you've been duped your whole life. Your whole life you thought they're hoodwinked because they tell you they basically led you into believing that A, judgment doesn't matter. B, you know, they look forward to a heaven. They got this heaven and hell, which goes back to Calvinism, right? You know. But you Christians, you don't adhere to the scriptures. You're not going into any of these prophecies. You're not going into any of this history. You don't go into these words. You don't have an understanding of the scripture. Okay, so that's why when that calamity takes place, when Jeremiah 30:7 takes place, you know, you're not gonna have any knowledge and wisdom.
Right.
All right. Isaiah 33:6. You know.
Right. Yeah. The whole Christian doctrine is based upon John 3:16. Jesus wept. The one where it says fruits of the spirit. That's the Christian doctrine.
They're not having to keep the law.
Yeah, not having to keep the law. They just get rid of half the book.
Yeah, because under Christianity, you can it's just a free for all, man.
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's Christianity is just basically a pass to do whatever the hell you want, right? Because you can always go to church the next day.
Right.
Party Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, go, you know, these bitches go blow, you know, rods throughout all the week, commit adulteries, you know, going out partying and drinking more than fucking championship drinker, you know, and then you go to church.
I'll drink you.
Yeah, I'll drink you, man. But then they'll do all that wickedness throughout the week and then go to church and talk about how they're saved. And our people are disgusting.
Right.
You're just disgusting. Bruce. Yeah.
This is Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times.
Yep. So wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of that time, right? And that's the times we're going into. We're going into a time where knowledge and wisdom is going to have power and impact again. Because right now, all right, look, we have no listeners right now, but you know, we're prophesying into the wind. Yeah.
What did they hear and forbear?
Yeah. Whether they're here or forbear. So hey, it must needs come to pass that the prophets had to do. Long as we do long as we do what we're supposed to do, the Lord is gonna magnify.
That's right.
He's gonna move through. He's gonna move. All right, because there's gonna be a lot of Gentile foreigners to start to come up. All right, it's gonna be a lot of beautiful things coming very soon. Miracles. Well, it's gonna be all types of supernatural big events that are going to happen in the earth that science can't explain, you know? Shalom, bro.
Hey, I got something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
You said nobody's listening, prophesying to the wind, man. That's how you know we have the truth. The truth is not written for the masses to get, man.
That's
the
right.
It's written for select few men. This is Ecclesiastes 9:17. The words of a wise man are heard in quiet, more than the cry of him that rules among fools. You know, so yeah, you're looking at the wise men, man. All right, it was heard in quiet. Okay, you know, if you stand around, it's not a lot of people standing around, it's not a lot of big audience, man. It's fine. The word gotta come out. Man. It's only meant for selection.
Gotta get a scripture too in the same book, Ecclesiastes 10:6, if I'm not mistaken. Because you know, this is another reason you know that we're Lord willing the men of the Lord and the prophets is because we come out here in 30-degree weather, and ain't nobody else gonna do that.
Right.
Not even these other Hebrew Israelite camps, just GMS.
Right.
All right. But you get that scripture.
It's Ecclesiastes 10:6.
Yeah, folly is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says folly is set in great dignity.
Okay, because it says folly is set in great dignity. When you look that word up, dignity, it goes all the way into, or you could say a phrase of putting something on a high pedestal.
Right.
Okay, so right now, ain't people out here because it's cold, and they out there doing folly because they set it up on a high pedestal. Keep going on.
Yep. It says, and the rich sit in a low place.
And these men right here, out here prophesying, are the rich.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we're in a low place, which is called Babylon the Great, man. We're in our slavery. We're in our captivity right now. Right? You know? That's just another reason why. You know? That proves that, the men of Great Millstone, hey, man, those are the men of the Lord, starting from Apostle Tahar on down.
Yeah. Jeremiah 28:8.
I got a precepts. Go ahead. Going into that 4 wise men, like the brother Rock that I was going into. There's Ecclesiastes 9, and I start at 13. This wisdom have I seen also under the sun, and it seemed great unto me. There was a little city, and few men within it, and there came a great king against it, and besieged it, and built great bulwarks against it. Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivered the city. Yet no man remembered that same poor man.
Yeah, that's a cool scripture.
Yeah, because the prophets basically had when you go into the scriptures, the prophets basically had the highest role, okay? Because a prophet would basically counsel kings, okay? A lot of the prophets had high roles in society because why? Because they could break down things and tell things were revealed to them that it wasn't revealed to the common citizens or
That's
the
right.
king.
That's right.
Because the Most High dealt with his people. All right, he always dealt with his people. We just read that he revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets.
And if I could just add to what you were saying, and even though being a prophet was the most honorable job in the scriptures, it was the most dishonorable, man. The people didn't regard them, like I said, about the poor wise men. People looked down upon them. A lot of times they had to get ran out of their cities.
Trying to kill them, stone
Yeah.
them.
Disassociate themselves from their family, for the word and the truth's sake,
That's right.
Yeah, because it's a tough job,
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Work.
Yeah, it's grunt work because what it is we're the whole world is in opposition to us. That's not easy. That's not an easy thing, man. That's basically like having the world on your shoulders, so to speak, Because we're pushing out righteousness in an overwhelmingly wicked society. So that's not an easy task, okay? The scriptures say, Yahushua said, they hated me first. All right, they hate they hate you for my sake. So actually grab that. Got it.
Yahweh, who at sundry times, Yahweh, who in sundry times and in diverse manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets.
He spake through the prophets, man. All right, he always spake through his ancient prophets, man. Okay, read it one more time.
Yahweh, who in sundry times and in diverse manners.
That's right, diverse manners. All right, because men had visions, okay? Men had dreams. Okay, some men had faith. All right, and they were examples. Right? Go ahead.
Spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets.
Unto the fathers by the prophets. All right. So the Lord always spake through his prophets. You know, okay, to bring down all these kingdoms. Okay.
And most times, a lot of people didn't believe what they were saying. You know, the prophets wasn't men that was highly embraced amongst the masses. They had their little community, so to speak, their small community of men that they dealt with. Hey, just like Elijah was complaining to the Lord, saying he basically was the only prophet left, and the Most High basically had to check him. So I got 7,000 men that shall not bow down on the knees to Baal. You know, so that shows you that was just a little group amongst men, man. That's setting up for righteousness' sake.
Yep.
While the whole world, as you know it, was consumed in wickedness, even in Jerusalem. All right, it was a wickedness and idolatry, and all the masses of the people was following, like the scriptures say, a multitude of the evil. But you had those few good men, man.
Yeah.
That wasn't willing to actually break their faith and break the covenant of the fathers, like the Maccabees, for example.
Yep. Which is just like the plot of all these superhero fictional the fictional superhero movies or whatever.
Right.
All right, that's always the plot is good versus evil. You always have a select few good people to save the earth. Which that's what the prophets do. And we get ridiculed, we get scoffed at and scorned because, things may not be as evident to the common eye, but we see these things clearly.
Right.
So that's why these people are going to be confounded and dismayed when they see that we're correct. When they see that our doctrine is the true doctrine, all right, through what our apostles and elders have given us through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is the correct way.
That's right.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Okay, this is 1 Corinthians 4:9. For I think that the Most High has set forth us, the apostles, last,
Yep.
as it were appointed to them. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men.
We're made a spectacle, all right, which get that grab that word spectacle. But we're made a spectacle unto the whole earth, man. That's a glorious thing, man. All right, because the what's gonna happen very soon is you people are gonna realize that the prophets have been telling you this thing all these years.
That's right.
And we've been giving you the evidence, and we've been giving you the light and the correction and the way to live, but you shun it. Yeah, bring it out.
All right, this is the word spectacle, and it goes back to the Greek word theatron.
A theater, a place in which games and dramatic spectacles
just talking
exhibited.
about.
Yep.
And
So the theater, it goes back to the theater. All right, that word God also goes back to Greek word theos. All right, which is connected to that word theater. So everything is it's just a stage. The world's like a stage. It's the Most High stage. All right, and he's as I was saying before, he has set up both sides and drama. He set up the drama. He set up the plot, and right now we're at the climax because right now this is the transition of the real New World Order.
Yep.
All right, because here it is. You have two people. You have two separate sides that are trying to establish a New World Order. You got the wicked elites, the wicked banking families, right? They're trying to establish their agenda, their New World Order, and Yahushua is about to establish his New World Order, which is going to trump the shit they're trying to do. All right.
And they know that there's going to be a major destruction and all kind of wars that's going to have to take place. Now the scriptures speak about a woman that's been travailed before the time of actually that order is established, man. That's why Esau pushes this major word on order out of chaos, which is order out of chaos. It has to be a climactic, like the brother spoke about, the climactic and chaotic events that's going to take place on the world for the people to be scared and in awe, and to be mesmerized of a new way of life that's going to actually, you know, destroy the old way, man. You want to say something?
Yeah, and that's the Daniel chapter 2. When that stone came with it.
Yeah, that's right.
That system, that structure, man. You know, that so-called new order agenda you're trying to build, it ain't gonna come to pass, man.
Right.
All right? But like the brother said, it's gonna be a righteous new world order.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, it's gonna, yeah, because Yahushua is he's going to be that rock,
Yeah.
right? He's gonna break the toes of the NATO and the EU, the beast, you know, which is the feet and Daniel the second chapter, you know.
I got a little bit more.
Go ahead, bro.
It says, it says, a theater, a place in which games and dramatic spectacles are exhibited and public assemblies held. For the Greeks used the theater also as a forum. And this is a forum right here, you know? That's why we have open forums where you have different people that can comment. You got free will scoffers that can come in and speak on what they want to speak on.
Yep.
You got free debates, all right? And then it doesn't have to be commerce. It's not a door where you have to enter in and a passway. That's what the scriptures speak about, the marketplace. Because when you go out to the marketplace, that was the area where merchants and merchandise was actually being transacted, and it was the place of major debates, all right, which was known as what? The agora. You would have different philosophers. You would have different people that would go to these major cities, city-states, or different what they call metropolises, and they would actually debate and go into the scriptures. But I got a little bit more.
Go ahead, bro.
Metaphorically, a man who is exhibited to be gazed at and made sport of.
That's why they come by, trying to snap pictures and stuff, man.
Yep.
Just that's on a low level.
That's right. It's sort of to be public, you know, to be a spectacle. So it's gonna be made public through our works. All right, it's gonna be made manifest that you know, the Spirit of the Lord is dealing with us. Lord willing, we be those men. You know. I don't want to represent. Go ahead.
I still got a little bit more in the scripture.
Okay.
For I think that the Most High set forth us, the apostles, last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men.
Yep.
We are fools for Yahweh's sake, but ye are wise.
Yep.
In Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised. Even unto this present hour, we both hunger and thirst, and are naked, and are buffeted, have no certain dwelling place, and have no certain dwelling place. And labor, working with our own hands, being reviled, we bless, being persecuted, we suffer it.
Yep. Being persecuted, we suffer it, and that's the men of the Lord. We're constantly being strengthened through persecution. All right, through catching hell, through you know, battling, you know, high level demons. You know, that's how we become strong and battling the opposition of this world.
Right.
All right, and you know, constantly just refining your mind and refining your ways. You know, so that you can sustain a spirit in this overwhelmingly, you know, overwhelming opposition.
That's right.
Go ahead, bro.
Being defamed,
You go up a little bit,
okay, and labor, working with our own hands, being
labor,
reviled.
working with our own hands. That's what we're doing. We're laboring, man. All right. Because you know it's not easy. You know we do groan. We do groan in the spirit because we want to get the hell out of here. You know. But we're constantly laboring because that's how we know we're going to get out of here. That's the only way. Is if we continue to labor, and the Lord will you know, will justify our works if we continue and endure. All right. Because that's the main thing is making it unto the very last end. You know.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Being reviled, we bless. Being persecuted, we suffer.
Yep.
Being defamed, we entreat.
Yep.
We are made as the filth of the world,
Yep.
and are the offscouring of all things unto this day.
Yeah, because we're made as the filth of the world. What do they say? You Hebrew Israelites are filthy. You Hebrew Israelites, you know, you're racist, sexist. You hate.
Pedophiles.
Yep. A lot of you used to try to slander us and say we pedophiles and you know all this and all that. But guess what? We're doing the work of the Lord.
That's right.
And the Lord and you people are gonna find out very, very soon that what we're saying is correct. And it's gonna be confirmed. Because you know it's becoming more and more evident that this is the truth. Alright? You got things coming to pass every day, things on the chip. You know, things you know, all these news headlines, war, okay, missile tests, launches, and all this stuff. All this stuff is in the Bible, and we're able to break it down to these people, you know, on the YouTube with thousands and thousands of videos just flooding the internet.
That's right.
Go ahead, could you read that last part one more time?
All right. Verse 13. Being defamed, we entreat. We are made as the filth of the world and are the offscouring of all things unto this day.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because just like the brother was saying before, a prophet's job is you know, you're gonna be hated, man. Okay? You're gonna be hated by the world. But we have a confirmation and we have a comfort, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, the true holy power. Because we rely on him to basically get us out of this predicament. That's what Yahweh Shai's name means. He is delivered. Alright? So that's the beauty of this thing is because he's given us the gift of faith.
That's right.
He's given us faith and he's given us a hope of salvation. Otherwise, we just be some lost, finished niggas who just gonna chase money until you die. Yeah, prisoners of hope. Yeah, exactly, bro. Yep.
Hey, get Ephesians 4:1.
Done. Five.
I got something for you real quick.
Okay, come. Yeah.
You know, just because the brother just made a point of being a prisoner of hope.
Yeah.
Ephesians 4:1. I, therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you that ye walk worthy of the vocation wherewith ye are called.
Hey, yeah, the scripture say, I therefore a prisoner of the Lord. Alright? Now that means what? You gotta be subject to this word. You know? You gotta submit to the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You gotta become a servant. This is a part of the servitude right here. Coming out, coming out on the highways and byways in the freezing cold during the weekdays, at nighttime. Hey, Jake could be doing anything right now. All right, but the Lord took up, the Lord put the spirit on us to come out here and prophesy, because we captives. We don't have a choice in the matter. All right, this is a part of the sacrifice, man. Doing things like this, where there's not many people out listening, so to speak. There's people out here, nobody's really listening. So like the brothers were saying earlier, we come out, we prophesy to the wind, but we still working. We still captive to this thing, man. I just wanted to add that point to what the brother was saying.
Yeah. And that's why scriptures go talk about mortifying your members, because we're putting off our life in this world for the world to come, which is the kingdom of heaven. We're constantly refining ourselves in because we look for Yahweh Shai's kingdom.
Yeah, that's what.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the scripture say that we look for a place where dwelleth righteousness, man.
That's right.
We've been here, man. We've been here, brothers, 30 years old, 35 years old, 40 years old, 29, 28, 20, 24. We see what this world has to offer, nothing but wickedness, man.
Right.
Women that's defiled, poison. Look at the world as you know it, man. It's nothing but wickedness that's being projected on a high level here, man. We're looking for the new world, man. We're looking for a world where you don't have to deal with drug use, sex trafficking, gun trafficking, gangs, robbing, all these different things that's just going on in this world on a high frequent basis, man.
Go ahead. Yeah. On a, you know, that's the wickedness. That's the level of wickedness of this society. All right, and this place is built to destroy. It's not built to live.
Yeah, or to thrive in.
To thrive in. They just did I just seen a article today or video, and they said like 41 million Americans are basically below the poverty line, man. That's the ones they counted. You know, it's way more than that. You know, because really, you're living in poverty if you're only living paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
But like I said, this world is just designed to basically destroy you physically, mentally, and spiritually. You know? Yeah, go ahead.
And that's how the so-called founding fathers structured it, man. When you really go into the profiles and the resume of your founding fathers, all of them pushed down nothing but wickedness, man.
Right.
From George Washington, you know, what did George Washington have? The whiskey tax, man.
Yeah.
I think they had the whiskey rebellion, and he inserted certain taxes. You know, taxation on whiskey, taxation on tobacco, taxation on farms, and all these different things like that.
Bunch of devils.
Yeah, and what did one of the founding fathers, Abraham Lincoln, push? You know, what is that? What's that called? Emancipation Proclamation.
Yeah.
Which that word, Emancipation Proclamation, it doesn't have anything to do with freeing. All right, you had during that time, you had the Southerners, the Confederates, that was actually at war with the Union, man. And the so-called the founding fathers and the Union as you know it, North or South, what was they looking to do? They was looking to collect all the assets of the Southerners, man. Which in the South you got what? Plantations, you got slaves, you got a lot of property. All right, that was during the time where it was a lot of high production. That's when you get what? Cash crops, where you would sell to immense amounts of tobacco and sugar cane and different things like that for basically compensation. So all these different things, these different founding fathers, and these presidents and these leaders, politicians actually pushed towards wickedness, man.
Right.
For this place to be established, and for Esau to keep his talents on the people, man, and to keep them in perpetual slavery and perpetual poverty.
Yep.
You know, you got generational wealth and you got generational poverty.
Yeah. In order for them to stay in the power seat, they gotta keep you niggas down.
Exactly.
You know. In order for them to stay where they're at, they gotta keep a nigga, enslaved. And they even enslave their own people. You know, and that just like the brother was going into the Emancipation Proclamation. That word emancipate is emancipare, which is transfer of ownership.
That's right.
You know, transfer of property. You know, which that's all the elites did. You know, that's all the higher the owners, all these old corporate slave owners did. They basically took you niggas from the fields to the industrial side of things, and then they enslaved everyone. And that was the whole thing. Was that so? All these documents like the Constitution,
The 14th Amendment.
all these amendments, all the amendments, that's basically designed to enslave you niggas.
I got it.
Yeah.
Because this is prior to the which we going into the Emancipation Proclamation. If I'm not mistaken, the Emancipation Proclamation was what, 1865?
Right.
So this is the Confiscation Act in 1861. It says the Confiscation Acts were laws passed by the United States Congress during the Civil War with the intentions of freeing the slaves still held by Confederate forces in the South. The Confiscation Act of 1861 authorized the confiscation of any Confederate property by Union forces, property including slaves.
Yep, property includes slaves.
This meant that all slaves that fought or worked for the Confederate military were confiscated whenever court proceedings condemned them as property used to support the rebellion.
Yeah, because the Confederates were the Southern rebellion states.
Right.
That's where you got these crackers that had the Confederate flags and stuff. All right, those were the rebellion, the rebel states, right? And basically, the North conquered them.
Yeah, the Union.
Yeah, the Union basically conquered them and basically took their slaves, and basically put all these legislations into play so that slavery was quote unquote done away with. But it wasn't done away with because it became a more industrial thing.
Yep. Yeah. That's why you have, with the Social Security Act, you have all these different, you got the birth certificates, you got heavy taxation, which each and every American citizen has to pay. Look at the U.S. debt clock. Majority of the citizens are in debt, man. Yep. And what happened right after slavery? You had all these different prison centers set up, man.
Yep.
All right. Where they was pushing, all kind of different things, and later on also, what they had, what was that, the 3 strikes law?
Yep.
3 strikes, you in prison for life. They had the crack law, so to speak. If you get caught with crack cocaine, you're gonna do way more time than somebody that's caught with cocaine. All right, regular cocaine, because as everybody know, cocaine was a so-called white man's drug.
That's right.
All right, and crack was a black man's drug. It's the same different, man. It's the same type of drug, man.
They basically adding years to a sentence because you add baking soda.
Yep.
And make it lock.
That's right.
The 14th Amendment, it says that slavery unless under the penalty of punishment. So basically what they did when they passed the 14th Amendment, they made laws that would only adhere to a certain demographic of people. You know what I'm saying? And that demographic happened to be blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Right. And that's why you have like 70-80% of all of the jails filled with black people. Right. And not to mention the states have a mandate. Like they literally have, because these are corporate prisons. So the states have a mandate to imprison a certain amount of people.
Get that, bro.
Yeah, man.
Get that Psalms 44.
If I can say too, the brother just brought out, if you watch a good documentary on Netflix, it's called, I think it's called The 13th. Okay, it goes into all of that as well. All right, and I have a little something too. Since the brothers are getting into documentations, that this damn devil that came out with, woe to them that decree unrighteous decree.
Yep.
Even earlier than the Emancipation Proclamation, Constitution, and all that. You got the Roman Pontifex. You got the Papal Bull and the Doom Diverses. But specifically starting with the Roman Pontifex, man, that pretty much in a whole a synopsis of it encouraged enslavement.
Yes.
Okay, and that was around 1454, 14, going into like 1514. So who else was a part of this? That damn devil, Christopher Colombo, who he brought over the northern tribe back to the Europe, to Spain and all that. So they came out with these doctrines, or not doctrines, but these documents and these constitutions, these legislations to put the northern tribe into slavery too.
Yeah, because even with the northern tribes, it took a while for, I think it was what, the late 1800s, where they was really even considered citizens, man, where they could actually have rights to vote and different things of that nature, man. They started off as they got the land invaded, they got their properties took from them, their rights took from them, enslaved, killed, and they got treated as what, second-class citizens, man. Right.
That's
Same
right.
thing with the Negroes. That's why it says that in Jeremiah 50th chapter, Judah and Israel were oppressed together.
Yep.
There's another thing too, going back to policies and legislations. You got the 3/5 compromise, man.
Oh, yeah.
Where they actually call us 3/5 of a human, man.
Yeah.
Because you had what? You had taxations where, tax been since the beginning of time. And you had the Southerners that basically, they was looking to, basically get income or taxes on the slavery, their property. And they actually had, used that as a qualification. They're not 100% human, they're 3/5, man.
Yeah.
3/5 of a human.
Yeah, a slave doesn't constitute as a whole human. And that's the way the elites look at you niggas.
Yep.
They don't look at you as human. They 3/5. That's how these crackers look at you niggas and minorities, man. You're 3/5 of a person. Go ahead, get that, bro.
This is Isaiah 10:1. Warn to them that decree unrighteous decrees, and their right grievousness which they have prescribed.
Yeah, woe to them that declare unrighteous decrees, and that's all the so-called white man's done since he's been in rulership. Put out decrees to basically kill all of our firstborns. And in the ancient time, and you know, just basically deceiving everyone with his philosophy and ways. You know, he's put out these certain legislations and mandates and things to basically suppress the Lord's people, which is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's what he's done, because which really is the curses. But the Lord, you know, because of your disobedience, you know, the Lord has basically made you submit in submission to your enemies, man. Because these crackers don't belong over us, man.
Right.
You know, they don't belong in any type of rulership position, man. That's how you know this place has to go down. That's how you know this place can't last at all. Because just look at what he's done, man. Look at what the so-called white man has done, you know, in his rulership, man. He's done nothing but just destroy the planet Earth. Go ahead, bro. You was about to say something?
I was gonna say, because if they on top ruling, they'll do any wicked ass, you know, idea come to their head to stay on top.
Yep.
You know,
Exactly, yeah.
they'll go to the extreme of wickedness, you know, to keep their rulership and stay on top. You know,
Right.
And they showed that in Game of Thrones. You know, you had them sleeping with brothers and sisters sleeping together. You know, just to try to keep that ruler mentality, that
line
line going. You know, to keep it going.
Come.
You got it out.
Yeah. But the so-called, like the brother was saying, the so-called white man wants to stay on top. All right, he doesn't want to come out of his power seat. That's how you know we're gonna have to overthrow the kingdom. It's not gonna be no smooth transition.
Right.
You know, we're not gonna the brother said one time, just give the keys. Just hand the key. He's not just gonna hand the keys over to us and, you know, to the keys to the gates of this kingdom. I don't want America. I wouldn't want America if you gave me all the elite's money in America. I don't want it. No, they don't want it. They don't want it. They liquidate this place. Who the hell? You gotta be dumb as hell to want America. To even want to live in America. That's right. You people are just stupid Americans. That's all you're stupid, simple Americans. That's why all these other countries hate you.
That's right.
Canadians are stupider than Americans. That's why they get dogged out on South Park. Man.
Hey, America is the most filthy, wicked, deplorable, despicable place you can think of, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Scripture says in Nahum, the 3rd chapter, it's all full of lies and robbery, man. America was built upon a lie, all right, through Christianity, you know, through making treaties with the natives that was over here, then breaking them, right? And then robbery, because what did they have to do to even get? They had to take the land, right? They came over here, they lied to the natives, right, and the Hispanic tribes. They killed them, they murdered them, millions of people died, man, all right? And then once they got a foothold on the East Coast, they continue to push their way westward, man. And they continue to do the same thing. They took all the gold, they set up their cities, they set up their sheriffs, you know? Because America is not the home of the free, man. America is the home of the slave and the dumbfounded, man. You know? That's why the Lord said that it's a sinful kingdom. Because it wasn't built upon tenets of righteousness like it says it was, like in the scriptures. It was built upon Satanism and rites and rituals and bloodshed, man. That's why the place gotta go. Scripture says also too in the 3rd chapter, it says to pray the part of night. And to pray the people, that's our people, man. You got your minds and stuff, you know, you bugged out, man. You know? Right. It's totally warped and out of whack, man. You know? And if you're not gonna get your mind correct through the word, you have to be put to death. You gotta be put down.
That's right.
You know, when a dog has rabies and he's crazy and all of that, you gotta give him that shot and euthanize him, man. The Most High is gonna euthanize 2/3 of Israel through fire, man. And the rest of these people in this wicked ass country, man.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah. Well, ultimately, that's going to be the fate of niggas and these heathens. All right? Because judgment has to come to America. It has to. There's no way this place and the so-called white man can continue his rulership. There's no way. It has to come to an end. And it's at the point where it's no turning back. The debt is gonna continue to perpetuate. The wars are gonna continue to ramp up. Right. You know.
That's gonna keep hitting this place.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the Lord spoke about, man. Matthew 24th chapter. He spoke about these and he named them as signs, man. Signs and spectacles, things that you will look for to measure. It like tells you that in 2 Ezra, the 9th chapter, to know when the coming of the Lord is, man. And to know when our salvation is. No?
Grab that first.
This is Jeremiah 51:6. Flee out the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul.
Start.
Jeremiah 51:1. Thus says the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me.
That's right. So the Lord's gonna raise up against Babylon. All right, He's gonna raise up against all them that are against Him, man. All right. And this place is completely against the Heavenly Father and His scriptures, man, and His word, man. It's completely contrary. So it has to go. The Lord is gonna rise up against Babylon. You know. Go ahead.
And destroying wind, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land.
That shall fan her and empty her land. And how's the land gonna be emptied through the nuclear missiles, man? That's gonna be the final showdown. That's gonna be the ultimate end of America. It's gonna be the nuclear missiles. There's gonna be millions of nuclear missiles that are gonna bomb America very soon.
And shall empty her land, for the day of trouble shall be against her round about.
Yeah, the day of trouble shall be against her round about. You know? And the day of trouble is gonna keep amping up, man. Alright?
I see y'all.
Go ahead. Right.
Verse 3. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up against his.
Let the archer bend his bow, man. Alright, that's when these that arm of the missile silo is gonna go up, and that bow is gonna be bent, man. And these missiles are gonna make their way. These arrows, they're gonna shoot to America, man. To the shores of America. That's why all these countries are doing these missile tests.
Yeah,
all right.
A lot of people are like planning.
Russia is they have this new missile that can basically bypass the THAAD system.
Yeah, the missile defense system.
System. You know, they got stuff that go past that stuff, man. America has this little missile defense system, but they can only stop like a couple missiles. They can't stop a million missiles.
Yep.
Like nothing can really.
It's gonna rain.
You know, we have something that can trap what's called rocket. So a rocket can't just fly over here. That's one thing you gotta understand about the United States.
No, you wrong.
Shit just don't fly. Like we gotta worry about other countries.
They ignore him.
Hey man, 2 Ezra 16.
And against him that lifteth himself up in his brigandine, and spare ye not Bridgetine, and spare ye not her young men. Destroy ye utterly all her hosts.
Destroy ye utterly all her hosts, and that's America's gonna be destroyed. If you haven't got the memo, if they ain't told you yet, America's gonna be destroyed. There's no way that this place can continue to go on, man.
Well, America is a why are people after America?
What?
Why are people after America?
Why are people after America?
Why countries after America?
Get Revelation 18.
Yep, there you go.
Can I smoke?
Huh?
Can I smoke?
No.
Yeah. But hold on, wait on that. And then get Revelation 18. Because America is the whore. America is basically a filthy, it's a filthy, disgusting whore, man. All right, that's the analogy that John basically gave it, or the vision he got. All right, he saw a whore.
Right.
Okay, because America is filthy. You got homosexuality. All right, transgenderism, all types of weird, strange doctrines and religions and wacky people. Like your boy last week. That dude was bugged out. That dude last week.
That you was agreeing with, yeah.
That dude last week. Yeah, he's good, man.
See that? See? See that?
Your Christian friend. Y'all walked off all happy.
Because y'all wasn't debating some real shit. That's why I had to get out.
We wasn't what?
Y'all wasn't debating some real shit. That's why I had to leave.
No. Well, what we're saying is we're just confirming. We're confirming in the scriptures that it's real.
Okay.
Happy.
We talk.
What do you mean by real shit?
Yeah.
Y'all was talking about.
Understand your terminology.
Y'all was talking about Hebrews. What was y'all talking about?
You don't even understand what
What
you're
you
talking
talking
about.
about?
What's going on right now?
Okay, I know what I'm talking about. What was y'all talking about?
Do you even know who we are?
Y'all Muslims, right?
Nah, see, keep going.
Y'all Christians?
Nah, we ain't answering.
Yeah.
Everybody got their own religion. Ain't nothing to it. right?
No. Just go ahead, bro. Revelation 18, bro.
Revelation 18:1. After these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightning with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, the great is fallen.
Babylon the Great is fallen. Babylon the Great is America. If they haven't told you, you can look at that song. You can look that up on Google. I mean, it's all over. Everyone knows Babylon is America. Go ahead, bro.
Babylon.
It's fallen and it's become the habitation of devils.
And it's become the habitation of devils. All right, and that's ultimately what's going to happen. It's basically going to be inhabited by the fowls and the unclean beasts.
Yeah,
All
we're
right?
talking about that.
Because it's going to be a desert. It's going to be a desert. There's not going to be
right?
no relics, nothing.
Yeah.
That Ferris wheel is gone.
That's why we Christians
The
stand
CNN
for
center
right.
is gone.
Yeah,
Everything is going to be dissipated, man. Because the missiles are going to burn, man. They're going to burn forever, man. That smoke is going to burn forever.
But what did the Bible say about the Christians, though? We're going to rapture. So it's not
Who are the Christians?
the
You a
people that follow
Christian?
Christ.
Huh?
The people that follow Christ.
What does Christian mean?
Followers of Christ.
No.
Okay, tell me
Christian
about
means
my-
anointed. Okay?
That's
Which
my
the only
religion.
way to be anointed is to basically know your nationality
It's the
and
same
be
thing. You're anointed
baptized
by
in the Holy
Christ.
Spirit of the Scripture.
That's right. You anointed.
Christianity is no. Christianity is basically
It's Satan in
a
disguise.
plantation doctrine, man.
We
learned that from slavery.
we serve Christ.
Huh?
We serve Christ.
White Jesus Christ.
Yeah, white Jesus.
Where's that? You following white Jesus?
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you something,
That's
man.
the only way up to paradise.
You said white Jesus is the only way to paradise.
Stop
I'm
playing
gonna
games.
tell you, man, you're gonna die for that very statement.
Hey, but if I
The
die, go
Messiah
up.
is gonna destroy you for that
You
very
told me
statement.
about something. If I die, where do I
Let me tell you,
go?
this is white Jesus right here.
That ain't the dude I know.
And that is the coon. That's the coon statement of the year, man.
But that's not
At
the
the
one
end
I
of
know, though. The one
2017,
I'm
it is
watching
said
is
2017, and you got niggas still believing in this guy right here.
That's them. They do
You
what they
got
do.
niggas.
How about
This is your Jesus?
yeah? No, he looks like without the horn and all that shit.
Well, when you read the scriptures speak about records that you have to keep so that you can identify what the world calls Jesus Christ. Because I said the scriptures tell you that, what's that, 1 John 5 and 10? That's not according to the records of the scriptures, right?
The scriptures
We're
tell you.
gonna read it. Somebody get that about the records. Somebody
What's
get
in that cup,
Revelation.
man?
Revelation 1.
My
We
dad's
gotta go
was
back to
goddamn
preschool,
lean.
man. We gotta deal with him as a baby.
Yeah.
Because he obviously don't get it. Which we ain't trying to edify him, because at the end of the day, we already know what he's gonna do after this. He's gonna go to Sunday church, and he's gonna still praise white Jesus. They're just for edification.
That's what we do.
I know it's with you.
White Jesus.
Hey,
Everybody
we
say
ain't-
Jesus
and
is
the
white,
thing is,
man.
we ain't here to persuade Jake, man. You know, we know the foolishness of niggas, man.
They worship lions now.
1 John 5 and 10. He that believeth in the Son of the Most High have the witness in himself.
See that he that believeth in the Son of the Most High have the witness in himself. What's the witness?
Yeah.
The scriptures. All right, when you read these scriptures, it speaks about where the Lord was from, where he was born.
Okay.
All right, who he came and died for.
Yeah.
All right, who he came to condemn. All right, his appearance, where he died. All these different things are written in the scriptures, precisely Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Records. All right, these are written records. Right? Keep going.
He that believeth not in the Most High have made him a liar.
See that this guy, he don't believe in the Most High, man.
That's
He's
cool.
with his mouth, he's speaking about, but
Everybody-
he's not keeping the sayings of the scriptures, man.
Right.
All right,
This guy,
keep
this
going.
guy.
Because he believeth not the record that the Most High gave of his Son.
Right, because he doesn't believe in the records. Just like right now, what are you doing? What are we doing? We're recording through what? Camera, man. This is that's a modern day way of recording. Back then, you would have what? Scribes and people that would actually write down and document all the things that would go on during that time, man. All right, which we're gonna go into a written record that John the Revelator seen, man. Read John 1:1 first. And this is something that the churches don't go into, man. The churches is there to do what? To lie to the people and get all their money from them.
That's it.
That's why when you look at the churches, how much did they generate? Billions of dollars.
Some
man.
churches.
They generated billions of dollars from what that collection.
Some churches also have charities.
All
too.
churches, man.
Like you remember, me and you had the conversation about that one preacher who forgot what he was spending his money on.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because
spend it.
Yeah, they can spend it. They got like tax write-offs and different things of that nature.
Yeah,
That's
spend
what
And he was
they do.
basically just defrauding.
They
them.
gotta eat
That's what the 501c3 is.
Why are people going?
Tax exemption.
Yeah, they got to eat because
They
they're
gotta
wolves,
eat.
man. They're wolves that's devouring
Why
the
are
sheep.
people giving if they don't want to get it? You know what I mean? John
Like I
1:1.
said, we ain't finna debate this.
Yeah.
This job, nigga. We here to teach the truth, man.
Yeah, let's
Hey,
talk
bro.
about apocalypse.
Nah, go ahead.
This job,
Job turkey.
Read the Bible. Let's read the apocalypse. This is John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yahweh.
Every time I hear these kids outside,
Yeah, because you got to go into the evidence, man. That's the job of a prophet, to go into the evidence, and that's what, these testimonies. These are the witnesses, and these the evidence that's written, man. Yep, just like the brother said, the records, the documents. All right, that's why the word Bible, it goes back to the word what? Biblios, which means a compaction of books. 66 plus books in
Let's read
the
the
Bible, and what is
Apocalypse.
it? 13, if I'm not mistaken.
14.
14 in the Apocrypha.
This is Revelation 1:1. The revelation of Yahweh Shah Mashiach.
Right, the revelation of Yahweh Shah Mashiach.
What Bible is
that
that?
word Revelations? Greek means back, and relation goes back to the word reveal. The root word of revelation is to reveal, the action of revealing. When you reveal something, you pull back the veil.
Yep.
All right?
Pull back
So
the
it says the
covering.
revelation of who?
Yahweh Shah Mashiach.
All right, the revelation of Yahweh Shah Mashiach. Keep going.
Which the Most High gave unto him
Which the Most High gave unto him. Keep going.
to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
Right.
prophecy.
And the book of Revelation goes into what? The apocalypse. It goes into World War I, World War II, World War III, the Battle of Armageddon, the return of Yahweh Shah. Right, it goes into the pale white horses and the destruction. It goes into Revelation, the 7th chapter. It goes to the 12 tribes being elevated and ascending and high, and actually descending in the latter times in the reign on the kingdom on earth, man. But right now we're actually just magnifying this one thing, which goes into the appearance of whom the world calls Jesus Christ.
He sent and sanctified it by his angel unto his servant John.
Right, and the word sanctified goes back to the word sanctus. Sanctus means what? To make true. All right. Go
I
back
think
to
it says,
the
I
word.
think it says signified.
It says sanctified or signified.
Signified.
Oh, well, when you go to that word signify, it goes to be a sign, man. That's why you have something that's significant. All right. Yeah, a signet, a mark, a symbol.
Word in the scriptures.
All right. Jump down to verse what? 13.
This is verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man.
Right. And John said, in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one likened unto the Son of Man. The word Son of Man goes back to the Hebrew word Bonadam. All right. Which the Lord is the the Son of Man. All right. Referenced in the scripture. Keep going.
Clothed with a garment down to the foot.
Right. Because the Lord had a garment down to the foot, likened unto what we're wearing now. Keep going.
and girt about the paps,
A paps.
the paps, with a golden girdle.
Right, he had a girdle wrapped around the paps. All right, that represents him actually having a girdle. Just like when you look at WrestleMania, when you watch WWE back in the day, you know, Jake, you watching SmackDown, they would wear, after they would get the victory, what would they would have something girded about their waist. That's like, you know, how, to what the Lord had on his waist. Just like his image shows. All right, keep going.
Con. This verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Right, his head and his hairs was white like wool. What's that? Ecclesiastes, wisdom maketh the man face to shine, and it speaks about how it's white because he had a lot of wisdom, man. Right. Keep going. That's why you have this extreme aura that's basically gazing off of him. And this artist depiction that represents, like the brother said, the majesty, the majesticness. Keep going.
As white as snow.
As white as snow, representing purity, man. All right. Keep going.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire, because it tells you that, somebody get that Genesis 49. His eyes shall be red with wine, and teeth white with milk.
I got some milk.
Okay.
So Daniel 10:5. Then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen.
And this is how you teach the scriptures, man. This is what the churches do not do. They don't go into these records. Right? They don't go precept amongst precept, line upon that line, here a little, there a little. All right? But we are showing that we're what? The prophets of the Lord that's actually sent out here to minister unto the people, the words of truth. Keep going.
It says, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold and fast.
Keep going.
His body also was like the beryl, his face as the appearance of lightning.
Right, so if you didn't believe in that book of Revelations, you got another book, Daniel. All right, keep going. Because they both were witnesses of the majestic glory of the Lord. Yep. All right, scripture say what? Out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, my words established. Because you will have certain people that say, well, I don't believe in the New Testament, I don't believe in the Lord. Well, what is this image that Daniel is seeing? All right, because even when you go into the scriptures, which I may go into it later, the Lord is written all throughout the scriptures, man. Isaiah, what is that? The 7th chapter speaks about how the Lord will come. Tells you in Zechariah how he would actually come. Zechariah 9 speaks about how he would come lowly riding the ass.
Yeah.
All right,
Isaiah 9.
Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, when they was thrown into the pit. It said that one likened unto the Son of Man. Now, who is the Son of Man? Whom the world calls Jesus Christ. This is what we're reading about right now. Keep going.
Since his body also like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of light.
And if I'm not mistaken, what beryl is a form of green. It's a derivative of green. Keep going.
Like in, he had
I think I got blue. Blue beryl.
It says, and his eyes as lamps of fire.
And his eyes as lamps of fire. Keep going.
And his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass.
And his arms and his feet in likeness to color to polished brass. All right, brass and bronze are derivatives, or they come from the color brown, man. All right, that's why when you look at the Olympics, they have what? The gold medalists. They have silver. They have bronze. That bronze is a color likened on the brown, and it goes even further when you read Revelations, because it says as if it burned in the furnace. Whenever you burn something, it actually darkens the hue of it. All right, the color. That's more. What the so-called white man calls is crispy, because even when you burn something, it gets crispy too. It wrinkles up. The oxidation actually is it dehydrates. Heat is a dehydrator of whatever material that is actually source quantity.
That's why it turned black.
That's why it turns black.
It's a chemical reaction.
Right.
And his eyes is lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass.
And his arms and his feet like in color unto polished brass. All right. Because just like they say, so-called, black is beautiful. Because the Lord had a polish. He had a shiny brown countenance, man. Dark brown at that. So you have these different churches and these different people that elevate this image of Caesar Borgia. That's not the true biblical image, man. All right. The so-called white man painted that picture to do something known as white supremacy, man. To make it seem like the angels is white, and whom the world calls Jesus Christ is white, God is white, the disciples is white. When in turn, all these different men were so-called black men, all right?
When you read the scriptures, if they were either they were from the tribe of Judah, Benjamin and Levi, which would be the Negroes, the Haitians and Jamaicans, or they would be some of the prophets would come from Asher, or they would come from
Or Ephraim.
Ephraim,
A lot of
which
prophets
would be the
Ephraimites.
Puerto Ricans and the,
Yep.
the Brazilians and different things of that nature, the Latinos and Native Americans.
A lot of
all
prophets were Ephraim.
A lot of kings of Judah. All right. So the people in the scriptures is recorded that they are so-called blacks and Latinos, man.
That's
name
right.
Name a book where you has a so-called white man has a book dedicated in the scriptures, or a Chinese man.
Right.
The book of a Moabite. Now you have certain people to jump up, of course, and go into Ruth. All right. Now when you go into the book of Ruth, it's just a testimonial and an evidence that goes into the book of Samuel. It doesn't speak about Ruth getting saved or anything of that nature. All right. Ruth's job in the scriptures, she was what? She was the family redeemer. All right. What's that? Somebody get Ruth 14.
Damn. Man, on the roof.
That's
Who
it.
brings
Right
out Ruth? That's like you're gonna get his book.
you guys know that?
The voice of his words like the voice of a multitude.
See, and the voice of his words were like the voice of a multitude. It's written in the scriptures how the Lord was actually brought out to sea, and he actually spoke with a great noise to the point of a great pitch, so to speak, to the point that the multitude of people actually heard him, man, from a far distance. All right, and that takes a lot of power, because when you teach it through the elements, all right, what you got? You got wind that's actually, throwing off your vocals, so to speak. You got certain things that actually, take away the essence, so to speak. So when the Lord was teaching, he spoke with aggression, man. He spoke with a high pitch. He spoke with a lot of anger, with authority, like the scripture said. All right, not as what the scribes tells you that in the scripture. You got that in there's some more on that.
Oh yeah, I didn't see
And
that.
I, Daniel,
I didn't hit the
Daniel alone saw the vision, for the men that were with me saw not the vision, but a great quaking fell upon them, so they fled to hide themselves. That's it.
Okay, you got that in because I just want to bring out a quick point, because just like I said, when you read in the scriptures, all the prophets and the men of the Lord were so-called Israelites, man. When you read in Genesis, from Genesis to what? Deuteronomy, that was Israelites, man. They was inscribed from who? Moses. You got Samuel. Samuel was an Israelite. All these different men, Jeremiah, Isaiah, Nahum, Micah, Habakkuk, Obadiah. All these different men were Israelites.
That's Isaiah 47. Show us the word of Jacob.
Yep.
Psalm
Psalm 147.
Yeah, the words was only shown to Jacob. Yeah. The prophets of Jacob.
That's right. Well, that's in the law. Once our old Moses said over that all the men of Israel were prophets.
And another thing too is how Moses was raised by the Egyptian Pharaoh's daughter. How he had to blend in,
Yeah, he did. That's
you know.
right. Oh, yeah,
That's right. So he had to have a man of color.
Yeah, that's right. The Lord actually himself going into Egypt.
Yeah.
When it I forget the Caesar, but the Caesar actually mistook Paul for so-called Egyptian, man. He said, "Are not thou that Egyptian?"
Yeah, the Roman centurion.
The Egyptians go back to the Mizraim, which were one of the sons of Ham. Everybody knows the Hamites were black, right? So-called black men. Look at the land of Ham. Somebody get what's that? Psalms 104. That was a sojourner in the land of Ham.
Yeah. I think it's 105.
Ruth 4:14. And the women said unto Naomi, Blessed be the Lord, which have not left thee this day without a kinsman.
Right. Said, "Blessed be thee unto this day," which I reread that over.
Ruth 4:14. And the women said to Naomi, Blessed be the Lord, which have not left thee this day without a kinsman,
Keep going.
that his name may be famous in Israel.
Right.
See, in
Because Ruth's job was to be a house redeemer, man. When, if I'm not mistaken, Naomi was the one that didn't have the child, if I'm not mistaken, but Ruth's job was to introduce. What was the individual name? The father of David?
The father of David was Jesse,
You had Jesse. You
but
had
before him was Obed and Boaz.
Boaz. That's what's written in the scriptures. You know, when you go through it, it's only 4 chapters. Right? So Ruth, that was the only significance of in the book of Ruth. Ruth wasn't an Israelite. She wasn't. Her purpose wasn't for salvation, so to speak. The Most High used her as an instrument, just as He did with what's this the book of my memory is job.
harlot, yeah.
All right. Hebrews 11. Read that in Hebrews 11 with Rahab. That's got a Psalm 104.
I think it's 105 out. The Psalms 104 is about the
It says,
yeah, 105.
It was sojourners in the land of Ham.
Yeah.
Because we lived in the land of Ham. All right. Just like it tells you that in Exodus, the first chapter. All right. Starting off with who? Joseph, excuse me. Joseph was in the land of Egypt, all right, which is known as the land of Ham, and he was there for a season. And during that time frame, you had what? The other 12 tribes that went to that land. All right. And Jacob went to that land. And Jacob died, and what did they do? What did Joseph do? He embalmed Jacob. All right, and later on, through generations and generations, the Israelites grew in number. All right, in the land of Ham. Got that? Got some of that? Yeah.
It's on down, maybe around like 12.
Genesis 47:1. Then Joseph came and told Pharaoh and said, my father and my brethren and their flocks and their herds and all they have are come out of the land of Canaan.
Read that over.
Genesis 47:1. Then Joseph came and told Pharaoh and said, my father and my brethren and their flocks and their herds
105,
and all that they have are come out of the land of Canaan.
See, all these different people came out of the land of Canaan. All right, because who were the Canaanites? Hamites, man. That's why when we had to go back to our land after we left Egypt, we had to fight for the land of Canaan. It tells you that in Deuteronomy the 7th chapter. The multitudes of people that was mightier than none. All right, and when you read in the book of Joshua, when the spies went to spy on them, which is, if I'm not mistaken, the Philistines, they said they were like as grasshoppers, man. There was a lot of them, and they was very high in stature. They were very tall, man. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, or Yahweh at that time, before Yahushua was actually, came on the earth, we actually took those goddamn Hamites down, man. Through the power of the Lord, man. That's why when you read about David, you read about all these different. Hey, Saul was a warrior, man.
Mm-hmm.
Read about David, Saul, and the mighty men.
Mm-hmm.
They was killing the shit out of those Hamites, man. Yeah. Those were our enemies. What they really call them, like notorious enemies at that time, man.
Mm-hmm.
You got something?
It was Psalms 105 and 23.
Yep.
Israel also came into Egypt. And
See,
Jacob,
Israel also came into Egypt, all right? Which that word Egypt goes back to the word Mizraim, man. Because Egypt is a modern word. Egypt goes back to the Greek word Egyptos, but before it was known as that land of Egypt, it was known as the land of Mizraim, all right, or the land of Ham. That's why when you look at an old world map, it has what? The land of Ham. You got the land of Shem, where the Arabs and the Elamites and all these the different individuals that spring out of Shem are located. Then you have what? The land of Japheth.
Yep.
And the so-called white man comes out of Shem. All right, because you have certain people that believe that the so-called white man comes out of Japheth because he was a Arab. The so-called Pacific Islanders. The so-called Pacific Islanders and the Hawaiians lived in that land for a time, man. But they got pushed out of that land. All right?
and Jacob sojourned
Sojourn somewhere to live. Keep going.
the land of Ham.
So who sojourned in the land of Ham? Jacob, our father. All right, the father of what? The 12 tribes. That's why when you read the Governor's Compact Bible Dictionary, it speaks about how we actually are associated with Ham. It speaks about the different sons of Ham, which were the Egyptians, Phut, all right, the Canaanites, Cush, the Libyans. All right, we're not the same. We don't come from the same line as the Ethiopians, man. Somebody get Exodus 11 and 7.
Well, if we come from the same line as the Ethiopians, then that means we had something to do with the destroying of the temple back in Babylon.
Right.
Because the Ethiopians destroyed the first temple. We didn't do that.
Which is the Cushites.
That's not our history. That's the Cushites' history. So we can't be of the line of the Hamites or the Ethiopians, because that means we would have destroyed our temple. Right. We're the Israelites. Right. You know, a lot of you Christians out here, you damn you weasels, you trying to deny us our heritage. Here it is, you take our heritage away from us. Yeah. Then when we reclaim our heritage, you try to deny us who we are. But you can't tell us who we are. You can only tell us who we're not. Right. And really, all you so-called white people and you Christians want us just to be niggas.
That's what it is.
Yep. You just want us to be cool. You want us to be African American.
Yeah, black.
African African American is a lab rat.
Yeah.
That's what an African American is.
That's why you stay in the
An
projects.
experimental job by the so-called white man. You can't tell us that we lab rats. All right. We have a culture, a very rich culture. We have a heritage. We have very righteous customs embedded in our history, man. That's why the so-called white man went above and beyond to hide our history from us, man.
Right.
You know, because they know the depths of the people that they dealing with. Like what the brother's saying, you know, those Cushites were back during the Neo-Babylonian times, man. That wasn't us.
Yep, right. Yep. And the Cushites had mighty empires, just like the brother said, which was Babylon, man. All right, they reigned in that whole land. If I'm not mistaken, it was the land of Shinar.
Yep.
You read that in Genesis.
Yep.
Nimrod, which they said was a mighty hunter. All right, he was a mighty skilled warrior during that time, right? But he came out of that line, the line of Cush, and that was the line that we was killing off. All right. Yeah.
This is Exodus 11:7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his
All
tongue.
right. Scripture says, out of any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue. Keep going.
Against man or beast,
Against man nor beast. Keep going.
that ye may know how that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
Right. We're different. We're different than the Hamites, man. That's why you don't see this so-called Negro walking around with an Ethiopian woman, man. We're different. We're different people, man.
Right.
They don't associate themselves with us, and we don't associate ourselves with them because we're different. All right, we're different nations. Just as we're different from the Africans as black is from white, as light is from day, so to speak, or day is from night. You know?
And you notice too, you always see them Hamites, they always be together. If it's Cush, it's a bunch of the Cushites together. There's never no Jake from Glenwood hanging with them. Right.
Right.
Safe, man. You know, it'd be all Cush. It'd be all like South Africa. They all stick together, man. Yeah, what different? When you go into Clarkston, Georgia. Yep. It's
Bunch
it's
of
an invasion of
Ethiopians.
man.
The Muslims.
Ethiopians don't live where Jake live at over in Decatur. Right. No. Right over a certain part of Atlanta called Decatur. That's where predominantly so-called black people live. But the Ethiopians stay right around the corner, and they live amongst each other, man. Really, they live amongst all the heathens. Yeah, they do. That whole city of Clarkston, Georgia, is just a heathenistic city. You know, it's you got a lot of Ethiopians, you got a lot of Canaanites. Yeah, a lot of Canaanites over in Clarkston. You got a lot of Elam over there too.
Yep. Like to say this, Clarkston is actually like one of the top. Clarkston, Georgia is like one of the top immigration hubs in America. Right. So like that's like one of my most diverse. Atlanta's probably one of the most diverse cities.
Yeah, the metro area.
In the world. But
just like I said earlier, we don't associate ourselves with those people. And they don't associate themselves with us.
It's a separation.
It's a big separation. You know, they have different cultures than us. They don't have anything that resonates with our people. And we don't have anything that resonates with them. They can't dance, man. They can't sing. They don't have any type of. They don't have the slightest amount of talent, man.
Yeah.
They just suck at everything.
They ain't got the sauce.
No pitch ballers, football players, anything like that. Sports players, or rappers. Right. Those Kushite offenders, man. They going to slavery.
Hey, go ahead.
It's like, hey, you remember at we was working at the spot? It was Kushite. It was Kushite people up there. It was like janitors. Yeah. One of us, we was like, yo, we might be Jake. And they used to have a basketball court in the back. We was like, all right.
Hey, go ask him.
This is the measuring stick. We're gonna measure him by his jump shot. Yeah. All right. And I think he was gonna break or something. We was going to see how he shoot. Then we seen that broke ass jump. He was like,
On the slavery. Hey, yeah, it was quick. It was a quick analysis.
Yeah.
You know, and if I could say something too, what brothers were saying was spot on point. Because when you look at the ancient map of the original world back during the beginning, you would see that you had the children of Israel had their portion. Then south of the land of Israel, you had the land of Edom, which was Seir.
Yep,
Then you had to the east, you had Moab and Ammon.
Yep.
You know, so the heathens never lived in the same areas as the Israelites until they did, but
predominantly they stay to themselves, right?
Yeah.
You know, even if they do live amongst the Israelites, they live amongst themselves, amongst the Israelites. You know,
It's still their own little
They go to show
neighborhood.
you it's a big. You so-called white people hate when people live in your other denominations or demographics live in your neighborhood. Man.
Right.
You can't stand it. You call the cops on them all the time. You always trying to do something to get them evicted or kicked out.
Yep.
Calling the cop, you know, just being an ass because you don't want people to live amongst you.
And that's what happened with Trayvon. You know, he had went to the store. I think he was with his aunt or his uncle because he wasn't staying with his parents. And then that damn devil Zimmerman, you know, saw him and, you know, harassed him because he was part of the neighborhood watch and then gunned him down, as the so-called story goes. You know, but he wasn't supposed to be in that, you know, part of that neighborhood. Esau don't like,
He didn't belong there.
yeah, Esau don't like Jake, you know, in their neighborhood.
That's why one of the greatest things, the best things the so-called white man did for us here in America was segregation, man.
Yep.
He segregated us from the goddamn other whites, man.
Yeah.
And when we were segregated, a lot of so-called blacks, they had better culture.
They speaking some real shit.
Because when you integrating yourself with these different nations, what do? You take on the practices and the customs. Read the scriptures, man. When we used to follow the heathens, what would we do? We would follow Ashtaroth. We would worship the god Ashtaroth. We would worship all. We would actually keep the cultures of those different heathens. We would sacrifice our children, make them pass through the fire. Alright, that's why we have to keep ourselves and separate ourselves. That's why the Lord said He made us what? A holy people. To make yourself holy is to separate yourself.
Right.
Alright, rid yourself from evil and from wickedness.
Hey, Jake needs salvation, man.
He
Jake
needs-
Yeah, Jake do, man. Yeah. That's what curses. Spitting what matters, man.
Yep.
This dude just rumbled.
Deuteronomy 20.
What you got talking about? And these are supposed to be the leaders, man. These are supposed to be our leaders that's supposed to groom us and teach us the way. We got to reprove them.
Our elders.
Deuteronomy 28 and 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
Right, and the strangers are what? The Japhites, the so-called East Indians, the Arabs. That's why you have all these different convenience stores, man, which is predominantly owned by what? The East Indians, all right, the Cushites too, and different Hamites. Those are the strangers, the other nations. Somebody let me take this one. All right, yeah, Moab, like the brother said, the Chinese and the Japanese, and they market off of our depression. That's why they're selling you those cases of cigarettes, man. And they sell you the tobacco behind the counter. They sell you the goddamn Rellos and the wraps and all that fake hair. Yeah, the fake hair. They the 99-cent bills, the 89-cent fucking slits and all that garbage, man. You know, that's the strangers. Keep going. The other nations.
And
They
thou
ain't talking about the Jews. Who's defying them Jews, man? They have their own land. They get billions of dollars actually, you know, invested into their country. All right. When they come here, they made men, so to speak. They get the best parts of the land. They get loans. All right, loans that shit. They probably don't even have to pay back. You know, because why? Because they're the Jews, and then they always got the sympathy. Well, the Holocaust. Let's not talk about the Jews.
The Holocaust never existed.
When they don't rob the whole world, man. There's hundreds of countries where the Jews were kicked out of.
You can't talk about them because they went through some things. Then the same people in the same breath, they go to www.foxnews.com and find an article where a nigga shot somebody, and they just niggas are cockroaches.
Niggas are the vile creatures of the earth.
That's what they. But then in
Damn
the same
nigger
breath,
monkeys.
you can't
Let me
speak
say
about
that
the
shit all the
Jews
time.
because they went through a lot. 6 years.
Did you not hear about the Holocaust? Yes, we heard about the Holocaust, man.
It never
And it's not
happened.
This Holocaust, right? The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
Yeah.
All right, the constant bloodshed and the diseases and the poverty that we had to go through unto this day, man. Hundreds of years of history. How long was the Holocaust? What was that? From roughly probably
39, about 40.
1939 up to what, 45?
Yeah.
Usually after World War II is over, man. Roughly, what is that? 6 years?
6 years.
Since the 1400s, the 1490s up unto now, unto this, like Scripture say, unto this very day.
Unto this very day.
Unto this very
Unto this
day.
very day.
Yeah.
Niggas getting their ass whooped.
We getting our asses whooped, man. On all the drugs under the sun because we depressed.
Only thing a nigga winning is the championship. Nothing else.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that's the modern day, and that's the modern day gladiators, man.
Yeah.
They breaking up their bones, they injuring themselves. Hell, these football players are ramming each other fucking heads into each other for a check, man.
Hey, concussion.
Hey, we don't even, the brother said champions, we don't even get that first. Because when they go get the ring, they damn true ring get the ring.
Oh, yeah.
They get to hold the trophy first too.
Yeah, they get the like NBA Finals. Yeah, there's fat crack devil. Bringing corny ass kids up in here. Big ass niggas in the back that bust their ass.
Bust their ass.
Games. Niggas sweating, sitting back and looking simple. Yeah, niggas sweating, knees aching. They gotta wait to hold the trophy, man. Niggas, man.
And then they make the most money too.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bonus,
Yeah, that's the ones that's making the profit.
Yeah.
You think these football players and these basketball players is making the check? Man, I seen the video on Niggas Star Hip Hop, and they was talking about how that check get cut. Man, that check get chopped up about 35 different ways. You know, you see that the contracts on. He got a $40 million contract. You think that he's gonna here's my $40 million? Nah, it don't work like that. That thing touches every white man under the sun.
That's going to show you that, hey, the heathen has power over our substance.
Yeah.
All right, they ration out our money. Then before we get our check, somebody else already got a portion of our money.
Hey, that's some taxes, man.
Before we even get our money that we work for, somebody else already got their cut first.
Yeah.
Then we got to work and we get our money last.
Yeah.
We got to touch the money last. You got FICA, you got
State, federal.
Medicaid, you got state, you got to pay the cash.
Yeah.
You know, everybody get their money before we get our money, and we do all the work for this shit.
And that's not including if you got benefits from your job. They got to take out for your dental, your medical, your what they call it, your lawyer fees, all that stuff, man.
Then
It should get
like
chopped up.
with the lottery, if you hit the lottery, just say for 300 million, and you choose to cash out, Esau finna get Esau might give you by about 220 million.
Yeah.
How much you said?
And it's
If
statistically
you hit for 300, Esau they'll give you about 220.
Yeah, that's over some years.
Yeah.
And it's statistically proven that more people they actually turned out better without winning the lottery than with hitting the lottery.
Yep.
You have these different individuals that are hit for 70, 80 million, and they got them go broke quick, man, in that same year.
Yeah.
Because what they do, they get the biggest house. They don't understand how this money works.
Right.
And then
Shouldn't invest in
those
Bitcoin.
contracts, if you don't hit certain numbers, you don't get some of that money. Like you guys score a certain amount of points per game, you get a certain amount of rebounds.
Oh yeah.
You gonna get that money.
Yeah, you gotta put them numbers up.
The stat sheets.
Yeah.
Hey, that go to show the so-called white man. The so-called white man is in control of the Negro, Hispanic, and Native American suburbs. Jake doesn't have a all black league that's ran by black people.
Right.
You don't have all black farms or conglomerate farms that's ran by black people and produced and pushed into the hood. You know, we don't have that. But niggas think that they winning in America. Hey, this place is done.
A pair of shoes and a gold chain that he made. And then the best thing to see to show you that this is Rome all over again is just look at the old gladiatorial rings. Look at the wars, because you know back in Rome too, they were famous. Spartacus and Crixus and all these different gladiators. You have women gladiators too. All right, that were actually war and they would, fight epic events, whether they was killing tigers and the gladiatorial rings, or they was killing lions and different things of that nature. People would actually make shirts and they would make trophies out of the gladiators, man.
Yeah.
So they was famous just like today, but at the end of the day, they was in poverty, right? And they were slaves. That's why they used to fight in what I forget the term where they used to the ludus, if I'm not mistaken. All right, and they would actually fight under the Caesar, because you would have the Caesar's house, and you would have them in the back of the house. That they used to just be foreign constantly. You watched that in the movie Spartacus. And after a number of fights, they would actually be granted freedom, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, is called a Brutus. It'll actually have writings that'll actually give you your freedom. So it's the same thing now, man. It's slavery all over again, right?
That's what Floyd Mayweather was trying to do. He bought out his contract. He was under Oscar De La Hoya and him at first. Golden Boy had bought it out. Now he got his own money team. Man. We're gonna be that slave. Man. We got it. Same thing. All over again.
Deuteronomy 28 and 43. The strangers that is within thee shall get up above thee very high. Right. See, the stranger that's within thee shall get above thee very high. The other nations are ascended on high, man. The so-called white man, the so-called Chinese, the Japanese, all these different nations. That's the nation they get together with these different large meetings, man. Right. These large summits. These are the same nations that profit off of the backs of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Because one thing about it that's contrary to popular belief, niggas make money, man, but they spend a lot. That's the problem. They consume, they're not producing. The so-called white man is a producer. He produces more than he consumes. That's why he stays on top.
Hey, it says there's an article that tells you that how much money stays within the communities of the different demographics of people. And I think, of course, the so-called white man, they say $1 stays in the so-called white man community for like,
I think like a week or something.
For like 2 weeks.
Yeah, like
when, you know, if they spend like that money stays within their community. But they got all the way down to so-called black people.
Yep.
They say $1 stays in the black community for about 6 hours.
Yeah, about a couple hours, not even a day.
Before another nigga take that dollar and give it to a heathen.
Yep.
Heathens give each other money.
Yep.
Niggas give heathens money.
Yep.
You know, because that is the setup, man. That's like me and the brother Barzal was talking the other day. It's called pressure from above, pressure from below.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They tax you up from above, but then from below they set up the stores in your neighborhood. Right. Where the heathens got the stores, so you got to spend money with the heathens. But they won't even give you a loan to get a store in your neighborhood. Right. But they'll get a heathen a loan to put a store in the neighborhood. So as soon as the heathen give you money, you take that money and you give it right back to the heathen. Yep. Instead of giving it back to another fellow neighbor. But they go to show you it's called pressure from above, pressure from below. Right.
And then if you did give it to a nigga, he gonna rob you.
And thou shalt come down very low. Thou shalt come down very low. All right, because what? Because we're oppressed, man. Just like the brother said, we're oppressed financially. We don't have any property. We don't have any type of rights. It took decades for us to get so-called rights in this country, man. And we still second-class citizens. Yep. We're not inequality in this country, man. They look down upon the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Yeah, they trying to kick all the majority of the Latinos out, man. All these different immigrations and policies and different things of that nature, and they always put an image on the Mexicans. It came to the point where, hell, Mexican, it seemed like a disrespectful word, man. So every time you hear about Mexican, it's something negative, man. They taking up all the jobs. You know, they need to get the hell up out of the land. That's the energy that they push, man. You got some more? You can read that in our call.
Oh, yeah. This Book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 8. It says, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity."
See, it says, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity." And Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right? And it don't matter if the Puerto Ricans stay in Puerto Rico or the Mexicans stay in Mexico. They're in captivity in their own land. Colombia, where does Colombia come from? Columbus, man. All these different countries are named after the so-called Spanish conquistadors. They set that name upon the lands. They set up the monuments and the statues of these so-called white leaders. All right, they put heavy taxation on them. They took the best parts of the land and they put them in the ghettos, man. They gave them drugs. They do it everywhere, man. Keep going.
It says, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, when thou hast scattered us."
When thou hast scattered us, it tells you that in Deuteronomy 28. All right, how we would be scattered abroad, diaspora. Yep. All right, and we were brought in captivity against our will to the Americas. Keep going.
It says, "For a reproach and a curse."
For a reproach and a curse. All right, because we're cursed. It tells you that. We just read about one of the curses, how the strangers are going to be elevated on high, and we're going to be brought down low. All right? Yep. Some more?
Yep. It says, "And to be subject to payment."
And to be subject, which the word subject goes back to under the rule of payments. Now, in every empire, there's always payments. But what type of payments is that talking about? It's talking about taxes. All right? When the Persians actually oppressed the Israelites, Babylonians, and all the different nations, after they established their empire, one major thing that they did up to the people, they made them tributaries. All right. Another word for tribute is to pay tax. Whatever resources you had, you would have to pay a portion of that. Back then, if you were in the agriculture, you would have to pay a portion of tax on your agriculture. All right. You have to, if you was into any type of job occupation, you would have to pay a major portion, and that's what the so-called white man does now. All right. And the taxes that we pay here are really illegal, man. Yeah. We pay all kind of different taxes. You go to the store, you buy a Snicker bar, you gotta pay tax.
You come out the womb, coming out the pocket.
Literally, that's true.
And the birth certificate is a
Right when that
receipt.
birth certificate is signed,
It's a receipt.
Niggas don't even, you don't even have a bank account. You already paying, got to owe somebody, man.
Yep.
So-called white, this is an unjust rulership, man.
Yeah.
And the kingdom of heaven is going to be set up to destroy you so-called white people's lives.
That's right.
That's right.
It's going to be totally against the spirit that you push.
That's right.
All right? Just how this society is totally against Negro, Hispanic, and Native American. Well, when you born and you come out the womb and you already in debt, well, the setup of the kingdom of heaven under the authority of Yahweh Shai is going to be totally against the spirit of the so-called white man. You gonna hate you so-called white people gonna hate the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
You gonna hate it.
Right, scripture speak about in Ezekiel how it's gonna be continual employment. Alright, there ain't gonna be no retirement.
Hell no.
I got my 401k master. I done saved up. Now I get to chill. I got my property over here in the land of Uz.
And Esau even trying to fix his mouth to say retirement. That's an automatic slap.
Hey, and we know scripture talks about in Ezekiel, it says there should be continual employment, man. Ain't no retiring.
I have a lot of work.
Plenty of work.
Just like we were talking when we roll here, we speaking about the Ben Stadium. Y'all in the Ben Stadium some work. Nah, that ain't no work. That ain't no work, bro. We're gonna build some palatial things. It's gonna be literally legends in the kingdom of heaven. All you want to see.
Hey, well, you know, hey, you got to think, man. You know, brothers gonna be having certain buildings set because see, we're gonna understand the workings of the elements and everything. We're gonna understand topography, geography. So brothers are gonna be setting up, like as a matter of fact, King Solomon's temple. Me and the brother Bar was always going to King Solomon's temple was in the same area or the same mountain region as where Isaac was about to get sacrificed.
Same place.
That's the same place. That's where the temple was at. So it was strategic. So my point is, in the kingdom of heaven, brothers are going to be strategically setting up these places, they housing and things like that, where the sun is going to hit that chrysolite, and it's going to shine into the heavens. It's going to be a glorious palace, man. It ain't just going to be like a damn a house over in the bluff. You know, you're gonna have diamond encrusted walls. You're gonna have chrysolite and sardonyx, jasper. You know, the onyx stone. You gonna have all these things on your palace. When the sun is gonna hit it a certain type of way at a certain type of day, it's just gonna be shining, man. Niggas think they doing something because they got a necklace on that's shining. Nigga, your house ain't shining.
House is dollars.
Living in the bando.
Goddamn bando.
I'm gonna hit it with this one scripture. Just like the brother was going into, just how it's gonna be. Jerusalem's gonna be embedded with stones. Hold on, try to find scripture. This is Revelation 21 and 19. Matter of fact, I'll start at 17. And he measured the wall thereof 144 cubits, according to the measure of a man, that is, of the angel. And the building of the wall of it was of jasper, and the city was pure gold, like unto clear glass, and the foundations of the wall of the city were garnished with all manner of precious stones. The first foundation was jasper, the second sapphire, the third Sedona, excuse me.
Chalcedon.
I'm a poor Negro, so I don't know about these type of songs.
Right.
And the kingdom of heaven will be taking influence. Right now, all we know about it that food's gold. The third, how you say Chalcedonian?
Yeah, Chalcedon.
Okay. The fourth, an emerald. The fifth, sardonyx.
See, this is glorious. These are these are stones that you Moabites and you Ammonites gonna have to fetch.
Yeah.
Fetch.
You know, 'cause
Yeah,
we don't
different
got them.
planets.
We don't got them. We don't know where they at. So if the kingdom of heaven is going to be built with these stones, who's going to get it? Right. You're going to have to go into the interiors of these caves, man.
Are these other planets?
Yeah.
Goddamn traverse the galaxy.
Yeah. Just as we watched that documentary on the Puerto Ricans, and when the conquistadors came over to the island of Puerto Rico, they made them dig out gold all day and all night. And bring back the gold because that land was full of resources. So when we put you heathens in slavery, you heathens gonna have to go into these certain parts of the world and fetch rare resources and bring it back to us. So we're gonna build the kingdom of heaven and we're gonna use those glorious resources. You know, go ahead.
All right, the 5th sardonyx, the 6th sardius, the 7th chrysolite, the 8th beryl.
Hey, and when brothers get a chance to read that Revelation 21, hey, just look at those stones. Go on Google and type in those stones and look how beautiful they are. Man. They're very beautiful, and the Lord He's keeping these things tucked away right now. You know, they're in certain parts of the world right now, and in other planets that the Lord is keeping set to the side because they're gonna have to go. They're gonna have to go and get that. They're gonna have to go get that. You don't know how to get down, and you don't know how to get down 100, 200 feet. You better figure it out.
Ain't no ropes.
You know?
Oh yeah, it's going up to that old school manpower, man. They're not gonna have no trains and trucks.
You're gonna have to be like that man that climbed skyscrapers with his bare hands. He figured it out.
Yeah, they gotta figure it out.
The
9th, a topaz, the 10th, chrysoprase, the 11th, a jacinth, the 12th, and amethyst.
Amethyst.
Amethyst, excuse me. And the 12 gates were 12 pearls. Every several gate was of 1 pearl, and the street of the city was pure gold.
And you see how meticulous that is? That's beautiful, man. That's a kingdom of heaven. You're gonna have streets paved in pure gold, man. All right, no impurities in the pavement. Man.
And like the Wizard of Oz, that you know that road.
Yeah, you're gonna look at it and see yourself clean.
Yeah, and that, you heathens ain't gonna come nowhere near that. No, you can't come in here.
You best not step your
That's
credit foot on my
yeah.
goddamn
Golden bread.
Yeah. That's gonna be the kingdom of heaven, man. Brothers gonna have to lay it out, man.
It's not mine, maybe yours.
As it were transparent glass.
Woo! Transparent glass. That's how pure and clean them resources is.
See through it.
Hey, brothers, in the kingdom, man, brothers gonna be shining. Hey, that's why this work. The Lord said that this thing is not a vain labor.
God.
You know, this thing is worth something here, man. The glory that shall be revealed in us is not going to be able to be compared to the present sufferings, man. You know.
I'm gonna jump down to the last 2 verses.
Okay.
And they shall bring the glory and honor of the nations into it, and there shall in no wise enter into it anything that defileth.
That's right.
They ain't coming in mine.
You unclean heathens, man. You ain't gonna be able to just walk around inside the gates. That's only gonna be for the children of Israel.
Now, let us pick spots that I
Exclusive
designate.
entry. Exclusive entry, man. Right.
All right. Hey,
Catch a heathen in the kingdom of heaven. That's inside those gates. That's worthy of death.
you jump in that, it's like, wow, like you jump in the gate, you jump in them gates.
Rothschild in the sea.
Hey, here you got big Ricky Rose in the White House. He said this nigga say he had weed in his pocket. In the White House. That's a nigga, man.
That shit.
CIA should have put you to sleep for that shit.
Goddamn.
Put your big ass down.
God. Where's the Secret Service?
You can wrap it up like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there shall in no wise
one minute,
enter
let me
into
do
it
one.
anything that defileth, neither whatsoever worketh abomination or maketh a lie, but they which are written in the Lamb's book of life. The ones that's written in the Lamb's book of life is the ones that's faithful in truth. And it tells you that in Romans that all Israel shall be saved. So this is what we're fighting for, and this is what we're preparing for, the kingdom of heaven. All right, so we want to end it by giving all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai.
Ba'ashem, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom, Akim.
Shalom.
Yeah, buddy.